want to talk about disqualification and what it means. So you may have heard of this before, and what it basically means is that, you know, the girl might say something in the conversation and then you're sort of dismissing it in a light-hearted way, not in a sort of arrogant or in an arsehole kind of way, more in a sort of a jokey sort of banter sort of way. And it's an opportunity to kind of make a joke and kind of spike up the conversation a little bit. The reason why it's quite effective is that, you know, girls are used to just getting complimented all the time. So when you can sort of do the opposite but sort of imply interest, then it's very, very powerful. It's a great way to engage the other person. So what does it mean exactly? Well, so just to give you an example, you might say something like, "Oh, I can't get your number now because of X, Y, Z," or "Oh no, you're an accountant. Oh no way. Oh, sorry, I can't get your number now," or just, you know, something like that. Or, you know, you could say, "Oh, you're into anime. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't get married now." You know, just something. That's just an example. And the reason it's effective is that you're bringing up, you know, the marriage or getting her number, or whatever. It's like you're planting that seed in a way, but then you're also disqualifying that. What you've just said. So it's kind of, it has that sort of dual sort of polarity, and it's very, very powerful because it insinuates interest, but at the same time it's sort of pushing her away. So it's got that sort of push-pull dynamic going on as well. So it's quite effective, and most girls are just not used to it. You know, they're not used to it from guys. You know, they're used to guys just sort of sucking up to them, pedestalizing them, over complimenting them. So when you can sort of distinguish yourself from all of those guys, it's very, very powerful. So that's what you should aim to do, you know. It's more of an advanced level thing. Of course, firstly, you just have to get comfortable speaking to the opposite sex and have lots of conversations before you start actually integrating this sort of stuff in. But it's very, very effective, and it's something that you should try to do, you know, a little bit on dates as well, especially because there you've actually got an opportunity to spend a lot of time with the girl, and it's very easy to get stuck on like in rapport and just sort of have a platonic long conversation about whatever. But then when you can sort of tie things together and you know, start talking about this sort of have this sort of dynamic of conversation, it's a really good way to increase the I guess the sort of the spikes in the conversation, have a much more sort of emotionally engaging conversation, really. So yeah, that's what you want to aim to do. It's one of many sort of I guess you could say conversational triggers which can engage the other person, but yeah, it's what you should try to aim to do, really. Now and again. The way to kind of think about it is like, you know, when you're having like a conversation, it's like it's very sort of like your default would be to say something like, "Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to go there, we're going to do this, and then we're going to go on a date here, and then I'm going to do this, blah blah blah." It's like you're pushing things forward. But when you sort of kind of take that opposite approach of saying, "Oh, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that, I'm sorry, blah blah blah, I'm disappointed in you because of whatever," it's like that all of a sudden has a much more fun and playful dynamic, because then she's almost sort of like justifying to you why she should be doing whatever with you, and that's just very fun and engaging, and it kind of it puts you sort of in a different sort of light, you know, when she compares you to all the other guys, because obviously many hot girls have a lot of options. So yeah, it's really important, I think, to distinguish yourself from all of those guys. And it's not about sort of like using manipulation or techniques and being fake and all that kind of shit, because there's you know, there's levels to this stuff, you know. This is more like banter. It's more of a, you know, light-hearted, you know, ruffling of feathers, just having a bit of fun, really. You don't want to take it too far where you just end up being like psychopathic about it, because that's not what we're trying to do here. It's all about having honest, open expression and connection with the opposite sex. So yeah, but this is just something just to kind of have a bit more of a light-hearted spin to the conversation, especially when it's otherwise quite platonic, because it's an effective way to sort of break out of that sort of, you know, boring one-dimensional rapport, which a lot of guys have. You know, many sort of guys are just sort of stuck in that sort of level of conversation, and that can work. You know, it's not like, you know, that doesn't, you know, work for guys, you know, to get into a relationship, but Yeah, this is for stuff that can really sort of elevate you to a bit more of an advanced level. So just think about that. Think about how you can actually integrate it into your own conversations, or look back at your previous conversations, or just think like, was there any opportunity to do a bit of this stuff in the conversations that I had?
Cheers for watching. If you'd be interested in one-to-one coaching with me, where we'll go out in public and work on you approaching girls, or more generally with your social confidence, please visit my website ed-game.com.